up today on Studio 13 Live. The Seattle Mariners kick off the 2023 season next week. We're giving you a look at all the new food at T-Mobile Park.
Plus, some of the best women's college basketball players are coming to Seattle to add more madness to March. Our Alyssa Charleston joining us. What to watch out for this weekend at Climate Pledge Arena. Next.
I'm Slim Shady, yes, I'm the real Shady.
Joining us in studio is Mike Elizondo, who has written and produced songs for some of your favorite artists. We're telling you all about his position at the Moore and how he helps provide opportunities for young musicians.
Then we'll try some whiskey pairings with the Cheese Box for Seattle Cocktail Week.
And Coastal Kitchen dishing up some pan-seared halibut and Parisian gnocchi. Studio 13 Live starts right now.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. We're just so excited to have you per usual, and it is a special show right now. I'm Mireya Garcia.
And I'm Carly Henderson. And you know we always love people on to hang with us on the show. We like to bring them to co-host with us sometimes. And today we are joined by Fox 13's very own Alyssa Charleston.
Yay!
So she is a sports anchor extraordinaire. She played college hoops and even played overseas. And she's going to tell us all about the NCAA women's basketball tournament that is being held at Climate Pledge Arena this weekend. Hi, Alyssa.
Hello. Thanks for letting me come on.
Of course, anytime.
Just friends having a good time.
Just
I love
hanging. Where did you play overseas?
I played in Luxembourg, so tiny country. Honestly, when I was being recruited by the coach, I thought it was a country. Like, I thought it was also a city in France, and then he was like, no, it's its own tiny country in between France, Belgium, and Germany. So incredible experience. I got to travel the world, and we won a championship, so that was pretty
That's
cool.
incredible.
Just very casual,
Very casual.
just whatever. Big winner.
big
I
deal.
love
And now
it.
you're here hanging with us. So let's
Yeah.
dive into some basketball, shall we?
Would love to.
I'm excited. All right, so the last time that Seattle hosted March Madness was 2015, the men's first and second rounds. Why is it so significant to have the women's Sweet 16 in Seattle?
It is a huge deal because the women's game is growing, and that's something we can talk about. But Seattle and Climate Pledge, I talked to the VP of Marketing, Rosie Sell, yesterday, and she said that they want to have championships here.
Yeah.
They want to hold bigger and bigger events at Climate Pledge, national, global, and to make it a big deal here in Seattle. We saw how Seattle showed up for Sue Bird, 18,100 people in Climate Pledge Arena. Gives me the chills to think about, and it gives little girls growing up something to dream about, right? If they can see it in person and see these girls working hard, women working hard, and really making something of themselves, that's why it's really significant. And obviously for the city, some tourism. Women's basketball is really becoming very popular. Final Four has been sold out a few times in the last 4 years.
That's huge.
So crew's already setting up. You've gotten a sneak peek. What does that look like?
Again, chills. It's so cool. Just playing in March Madness was the most exciting part of my lifetime in college basketball. And to see that logo, to see Climate Pledge and have it come home. This is where I grew up for the most part. And I think they've just done a wonderful job. Their capacity is going to be about 8,000 to 9,000. So full capacity, obviously, for Sue Bird, we saw about 18,100. They're cutting off certain areas unless those tickets get sold. So there are limited tickets available right now, and they closed it off certain parts. So it's going to be intimate. They have amazing sight lines. Like for hockey, we get to see any seat in there is a good seat. And those fan bases are going to show up because we'll talk about the schedule, and the teams that are coming have rabid fan bases. So excited to come see Iowa, UConn, and the like.
That's so cool. And so what's so unique about Climate Pledge hosting this? You talked about it a little bit, but tell us a little more.
It's a world-class arena. The acoustics have been incredible. Just them doing the intros and hearing the noise. It's so, so cool. And I think for women to go into this arena and see just how world-class it is, they deserve to be playing in those kind of arenas.
Yeah.
They don't deserve to be in high school gyms or, you know, really small college gyms made into Final Fours like we kind of saw in that COVID tournament in 2021 rather. And I think it's just going to be really incredible for them to be in that atmosphere. And Climate Pledge is turning like hallways into locker rooms because there are 8 teams. This is the first time the NCAA has narrowed 4 regional sites down to 2. So they're controlling like all these different teams, bands, cheer squads. There's going to be a lot of turnover I big respect to Climate Pledge because they're going
Yeah.
to be doing a ton of work this weekend.
That's amazing. So just days away from starting. So what should people be looking out for? Who are you going to be looking for?
Ooh, there are so many stars coming to this Climate Pledge Arena regional. It's going to be so fun. Caitlin Clark has become a household name. She's got Steph Curry range. Watch this. I mean, she'll pull up from anywhere. The logo, they call her like
Nice.
logo shooter. She's had game winners, buzzer beaters. She's electrifying to watch. I'm so serious. And when you get to see it in person, it's something different. The ESPN graphic here showing just how far she'll shoot from.
Oh my gosh.
Fast, quick movement, dribbles. I mean, she truly electrifies audiences, and she's leading the second-seeded Iowa Hawkeyes, hoping for a championship. And it's a big part for her to be at Iowa and not UConn. There's a ton of parity in college basketball this year. I don't know if you guys know that, but like UConn, I'm sure you know the name UConn and how many championships they won. She decided to go to Iowa and change that program. And then Haley Van Lith, a local kind of, she's from Kashmir, Washington. She's playing for Louisville, a 5 seed. They're going to take on a really good Ole Miss team that upset Stanford. And that was another 1 seed that went down. Haley Van Lith has such a swagger to her. She's got some attitude, and the best kind of attitude. She can take over games, averaging 19.5 points a game. I think if you were to see her in person, you'd just love her. She's got like the double braids, French braids, and she has a kind of personality that's so unique to college basketball. She's like 5'8", 5'9", and lights it up at the college level. So she is a fun local to watch. Finally, Quay Miller. Also, she is from Renton. She played for Kent Ridge in high school, was playing at UW, but then transferred to Colorado. She's going to be playing the 4:30 game on Friday. Big shout out to her. She can take over games just as easily as well.
Lots of incredible women to watch. And
Yeah.
now women's college basketball is definitely on the rise. So tell us all about that.
I think it's such an incredible time in women's basketball and women's sports in general. Just in 2022, the viewership of women's basketball on ESPN, as reported by ESPN, increased 35%. And for me,
huge.
you know, all the hours we put in and the hours you put into your craft, and anybody at home, the hours you put into your craft, when I played, sometimes it felt like people just didn't care. And there were jokes about women's basketball.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets under your skin, but there's not much you can do about it at the time. This generation of women's basketball players is really taking that by storm, and they're making their own brands. They're demanding the attention. They're demanding the stardom. NIL deals are helping with that, with name, image, and likeness, where they can make money off of their own name, image, and likeness. It's a beautiful thing to see them take over and really say that they deserve to have the kind of fandom. And I think for women in Seattle, I want my daughters, you know, when I have kids, to be able to come to Climate Pledge and see some role models.
Yeah.
And I think that they're tangible, they're right in front of you, and they work incredibly hard. And the product you see it's easy to fall in love with. I think if you see it in person, you know, the people who say, I don't watch women's basketball, don't care about it, it's not exciting, get yourself in front of the game in person.
Right.
I dare you. You will like it.
You know what? I feel like we have to mention, though, that it's professional athletes like you in your time playing basketball who were pushing through in spite of the nasty things people were saying that are able to create the space for the women who are succeeding now.
I so appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you. Sue
absolutely.
Bird is also a woman who's done that too.
Oh, yes, undeniably.
Yeah, I mean, just talking to her, like at the end of her career last year in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, how they were just begging for socks in the WNBA and
Oh my
asking for free
gosh.
things. And it was like, you know, so they really laid the foundation of it and asking for more and saying that, you know, this is an incredible product. Spread the love of women's basketball and really create a path for other women. So that's it is a great point. You gotta get through some of the hard stuff. And there are women in the 60s and 1908. I mean, the American Athletic Union banned women's basketball playing in public. Like you're not allowed to play outside. So
That's
we've
ridiculous.
We've come
Wow,
such a really long way.
From
to
there
work
to
through.
Climate Pledge.
Yeah, exactly.
So give us a scoop about this weekend schedule.
So Friday it all starts. I can't wait. I'm so excited to like get out there and
Yeah.
like I used to watch games with my dad at the Tacoma Dome for a high school state. So 4:30, it's Colorado. They're a 6 seed, but they just upset Duke. So they are gamers. I got to watch them in the Pac-12 tournament. They take on Iowa. That's Caitlin Clark, the 2 seed. There were still limited tickets available, but a lot of people bought tickets once they found out Caitlin Clark and Iowa was coming to Seattle. Ole Miss, that's the team that upset Stanford. They play Louisville, and that's Haley Van Lith. She's going to have a big section, I think, from Kashmir and from all over Washington supporting her. That one starts at 7. And then Saturday, hello, it's UConn, perennial powerhouse. second seed. They face Ohio State, and that's former University of Washington head coach Kevin McGuff, who was around for those that remember the Kelsey Plum days. He was the coach that brought Washington to the Final Four just a few years ago, 2016 or 2015, can't remember. But Tennessee, Pat Summitt built that house, and they've won 8 national championships. Virginia Tech is the 1 seed. That's another really fun game to watch. But truly, I think there are only 2 regional sites, right? There's one in South Carolina, and there's one here in Seattle. We got the better one.
Yeah.
We got the better
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, we did.
All right. Well, obviously, love chatting basketball with you, but we do need to hit up some other hot topics. So let's talk about this.
Yeah.
There is a group of commuters who are really going the extra mile here, okay? They are called super commuters, people who travel at least 90 minutes every day to get to work. And according to some census data, 4.6 million Americans fall into that super commuter category. That number increasing by 45% in a 9-year span from 2010 to 19. And we posted a poll on Twitter asking your average commute time. Most people responding that their commute is about an hour with, let's see here, 30 minutes or less was the major number actually when there is no traffic, okay? When there is no traffic. But I live in Snohomish County and I gotta tell you, 30 minutes, no traffic, but that 90 minutes when there is traffic in the middle of the day. So I think it really depends on where you live and the traffic. What about you?
Yeah, I read this book a couple of years ago called The Happiness Hypothesis. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it gives you all these like very applicable things that you can do to scientifically improve your happiness. And one of the things is having a short commute. So shout out to everyone doing these long commutes, but if it's in your control at all, try to make it so that you have a short commute and every day you will be a little bit happier. When I was moving here last year, I was like looking at all the different neighborhoods as I was researching them, and I was making sure that I had a short commute because it is so tough having a long commute. I can't imagine doing 90 minutes or longer.
Oh, I know, that would be terrible. You travel a little later in the day normally. Do you hit up a lot of traffic?
I don't, and when I
good.
do, I'm so spoiled, I throw a fit. I'm like 8 minutes away from where we are here.
Yeah.
And when I hit a little traffic, I'm like, wow, my goodness,
What's
what am I gonna do?
happening?
3 p.m., like I have a later shift. And then at night, obviously nothing.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
great. But commutes are no joke. And if you're not on a bus where you can't listen to a podcast or something, it's just
yeah, because you have to be so focused on the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, once you get to the office, it's another story. So if you rely on your office to provide lunch utensils, you might want to start packing your own because this is very serious, an ongoing fork crisis. One manager in London told the Wall Street Journal that she has to order about 100 new community utensils every 6 months, even though she constantly sends emails about it. And she says that the office only has 125 workers on a good week. So fess up, who's taking the forks?
They have to be like disposable, right? Just bring your own.
I mean, look, if you're stealing the office forks, you must just really need them. You know what I mean?
important.
Like, come on. I don't feel like we even really always have silverware.
No,
here.
I don't
I
think
was going to say it's happened here. A little bit.
Yeah.
They provide all the time. But
Yeah.
then you kind of
Then
like
they disappear.
There's little battles
I
for
pack
forks.
my own every day, and if I forget them, I'm like, no, I'm gonna have to eat soup with this little plastic spoon here.
And I break them all the time.
Yeah,
So it's
same.
like one bite and out.
Yeah.
Well,
All
it's
right.
also no secret how exhausting traveling can be. That's why a new trend called sleep tourism is on the rise. It's when travelers really focus on improving their quality of sleep and work to get more rest overall. To help, hotels are starting to provide special music and lights to guests. The trend started overseas, but is starting to make its way into into the U.S. Is this something you guys would do? Spend money to basically get better sleep and travel?
No. I don't
don't
think so. I don't think
know.
so. I mean, I feel like I could fall asleep anywhere. I'm always so dang tired. And I'm always talking about my 2 giant dogs. They sleep in the bed too, so I don't care. I mean, I can fall asleep anywhere.
Yeah, I feel like I've been trying to focus a little bit more on sleep hygiene, like not being on my phone right before I go to bed, try to like read at least for like 30 minutes instead. I know
So
you're supposed to
good.
cut it off even earlier than that. And like stopping eating a couple of hours before you go to sleep, which is really hard, but it really does make such a big difference. I don't know if I would pay a lot more because I feel like you're going to be paying a premium price for these hotels. It's like an amenity.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want a low budget option, option there. Just say, put me away from the elevator, because that's really the loud thing in the
true.
hotel.
That is
you
a good
know?
tip.
And any bachelor or bachelorette parties, just keep me far away at the hotel.
Yeah.
Keep me away.
I mean, you get to sleep in too when you're on vacation regularly. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
Invest
all
in
right.
some blackout shades, maybe some portable blackout shades.
Yeah.
Just knock
Very
out.
nice.
Yeah, get your sleep mask, your earplugs, just go in your own little cocoon. Okay, coming up next, we're going to be checking in with our besties, Jody and Bender from 95.7 The Jet.
An iHeart radio station themselves, they are talking to us about the upcoming iHeart Radio Awards. We'll be right back. The iHeart Radio Music Awards coming up on Monday.
Yes, so to chat more about those, we are bringing in Jody and Bender from mornings on 95.7 The Jet, which is an iHeart radio
guys.
station. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Good to see you. Tell us everything we need to know about the iHeart Radio Music Awards.
The Empire is putting on a show.
Put on a big show with lots of special guests and amazing acts and cool awards to be given away. Lenny Kravitz is your host, and he'll be performing, which is very exciting. Taylor Swift is getting an award. Pink's getting an award, and I think she's going to open the show probably with her flying routine.
You
But-
see that Cher is going to be there making a surprise appearance or making a special appearance. I don't think it's a surprise
You
because
just
we're already
ruined
talking
the
about
Not a
it.
surprise if
yeah.
you know, unless you guys are best friends.
That's,
Yeah.
that's right.
Surprise!
I'll be getting a memo from corporate pretty soon.
Yeah. Oh, and Kelly Clarkson is going to be performing with
Kelly
Pat
Clarkson will be
Benatar.
there. So it's going to be Monday night on Fox.
Yeah.
So this whole little partnership thing. So the question is going to be, how many awards will Taylor Swift walk away with? Because that's clearly all you guys care about.
Sure.
How many awards will Taylor Swift walk with?
Carly? How many?
Oh, 5. We'll go with 5.
How many is she
5.
nominated
I know.
for?
5 to 8.
5 to
I was
8.
just going to say, how
8.
many
Yeah.
is she actually nominated for?
I was going to say, I care
She
about
might as
even
well just
so
take
much
them
more than
all.
that, because this award show is so much fun. There's so many performances on it, which is one of my favorite things,
Yeah.
about an award show. So it's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know.
Now there's
Yeah.
there. Well, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go. You go.
I
You
just
go.
wanna-
No,
no, you go. No, you go.
You-
No, you go. Look, I know we love talking about award
You
shows,
always go.
but I want to know why it's a busy day for aliens.
Okay. No. See, the segue should have been, if the award show is on Monday, will we make it to Monday to see
Even
it?
be here.
Because of what is possibly an alien invasion today.
Today.
By the way, those sound effects are coming from the TV side, not from over
They
here.
should know that we're not making the.
Bender is clapping for himself. Yeah.
So I'm just making sure. So if you're on TikTok, there is a TikTok there now. There are a couple of accounts from known TikTok time travelers, one of which has claimed that they're from the year 2671, and that on March 23rd of 2023, which is
Today.
that's today.
That's today.
Aliens will be invading, attacking planet Earth. This will be the beginning of the end, but at the same time, another alien race will show up to apparently rescue about 8,000 Earthlings
Right. Only the best ones.
to go off to another inhabited planet. Because the aliens that are going to come rescue some of us have already been in a battle with the aliens that are supposed to show up and destroy the Earth.
Right.
This is all supposed to happen today.
Today.
Wow.
This is also a reason why I don't care if you're on the left or the right, you can't take TikTok from me, because I won't have hard-hitting information like this about news that is happening today.
I don't
Oh
know,
my
man. I'm just
gosh.
hoping that we all are in the 8,000, you know? Like, we have to get scooped up amongst the VIPs.
I don't
No
know.
kidding.
Well, it's the
I've got to
TV
start
people
thinking
that are
about
gonna
what
be
I want my
going.
last meal to be. Maybe
know.
a burrito followed by some Indian food. What are you going to have for your last meal?
I'm probably going to have like a sandwich with Fritos in it.
Oh, I love it. That sounds fabulous. Jody
I
Bender?
don't think we won't have to worry about a last meal, because radio, we're going.
Yeah,
we're
we're
going to be
going.
part of
You're
the
gonna be part of
8,000.
it.
You
Yeah.
can be our plus ones
Nobody
if you
wants
want.
me in their
I feel like
in
you're
their new
getting
planet.
abducted right now. They disappeared.
Bye.
Amazing. Well,
One
thanks for
more
letting us
story.
know. Something to think about there. Jody
Yeah,
Bender,
you're
thank
very
you so
welcome.
much for
You're
joining
very
us today.
welcome.
And we'll see you in person next
Oh.
week.
Deuces.
Bye.
All right, coming up, Seattle Cocktail Week kicks off this Sunday.
Yeah, we're going to get to try some cheese and whiskey pairings featured during the week-long event. Yeah, baby. We'll be right back. Oh, hey. It is time for Seattle Sips, where we're checking out some amazing drinks in our area.
Yeah, Seattle Cocktail Week takes place March 26th through April 2nd with over 100 Seattle bars showcasing their drinks. And today we are joined by Amy Faulkner with Seattle Cocktail Week and Ari Sturdivant with a cheese box. Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. So tell us all about Seattle Cocktail Week and some of the special events that are happening.
We have over 100 bars throughout the city participating, so this is everyone's opportunity to go out and explore the city and go to all those bars that you're like, I should try that out someday, because they're all featuring up to 3 of their favorite, very best cocktails and having events all throughout the week.
Great.
Wonderful. Now, this looks amazing. Let's get started with the tasting. Where do we go?
Okay, we're going to start with a 12-year Scotch. It's the Glendronach, the one on your right.
Okay.
And we're going to pair that with some cheese.
Ooh, okay.
Ari is the one that knows all about the cheese.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So,
Ari.
So for the first one, we're pairing it with a local favorite, Beecher's 4-year cheddar. It's
nice.
aged for 4 years, and so it's got these crystals that develop over the course of that 4 years that sort of pop in your mouth and
Ooh, I
should go
can't
great
wait.
with the first
So
Scotch.
do we sip and then bite, or what's the order of operations
Do
here?
a little tiny sip. You're not chugging it. It's not even
not.
noon yet.
Okay.
I mean, almost. Do a little sip.
So
do a
this
little
one?
bite of the cheese. Yes.
Okay,
it is
cool.
that one.
Perfect.
Grab a little bite.
Cheers, cheers. I'm going to reach over you because
Yes,
I
please
have to try some of this cheese. Okay.
Wow.
And now,
19 years of age between these two things. 15 and 4.
oh yeah.
Quick math.
Oh, this is
Oh,
delicious.
it's a 12. Sorry, it's a
the
12.
12.
And you're going to see it
Wow,
was
that is
aged
really
in a
smooth.
sherry cask, and it's got some fruit notes in there, so and a little bit of spice, which pairs super well with that cheddar.
This is
I can taste that
amazing.
spice. It's so good with this cheese.
Yeah. Ooh, that is good cheese. All right, what do we have next?
We have the 15-year. That one's going to give you some like chocolatey notes, dates, and what are we pairing it with?
We've got some quince paste that's going to go on Euphoria, which is a 12-month Gouda.
And a great show.
There we go.
Will it be as dramatic, though? That's
Ooh.
the question.
We can be as dramatic. Oh, this is amazing. Now,
Presentation, too.
how long have we been doing pairings like this? Because for me, this is the first time I've heard of this.
So I'm going to confess something.
Okay.
I run Seattle Cocktail Week. Up until a couple years ago, I was not a fan of Scotch. I know. Everyone gets shocked when I say that. And then we did a Scotch and cheese tasting, and I had what you're going to have a little bit later, the 18 and the Gorgonzola, and I was sold. Because if you think about it, Scotch has a smokiness, and smokiness goes with all foods. It's hard to come up with a food that it doesn't go with.
Oh, yeah, this is a lot less spicy than that first one for me. Is that right? Okay.
So as it sits those extra 3 years, it's going to mellow out a little bit.
So this is Gorgonzola with, what was
Or
it?
that is
Euphoria, it's a
Euphoria.
sheep's milk Gouda.
I like that. It's like teenagers, right? Young, extra spicy. You mellow out as you age.
Just like the show.
Just like the show.
Better and better.
Awesome. All right, so we
What's
have
the
a third
third?
pairing.
Okay, so this one's going to be a special preparation.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pull out the bottle. This is our 18-year. It's my favorite.
Ooh, is it the mellowest of the bunch?
It is going to be the mellowest. It's going to have, well, I'm going to let you kind of tell me your thoughts,
You're
especially
gonna quiz
with this.
us?
Okay.
Now, what do we do with, was that salt? You brined it? Is
It's
that?
it's sugar.
Oh, sugar.
sugar.
Oh,
And
sorry.
I'm gonna caramelize it. I'm gonna brulee it.
More
and
fire, baby.
the charred sugar is gonna go with the smokiness of this aged Scotch, and it should be.
All right, let's jump
beautiful
right
match.
into it.
Let's do it.
It's like chemistry class in here.
All right, while you're heating that up, I'm going to try a little of this Scotch.
Right on.
There you go.
You're the Scotch fan of the group.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah. It's smoky. Is it smoky?
Yeah.
Okay, no, yeah, it's a smoky Scotch.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this on cheese.
I know.
Caramelized
This is
sugar
very
on cheese.
cool.
Yeah.
So
And
fancy.
it doesn't fully melt the cheese.
Yeah.
It'll soften it a
Professional.
little bit, but yeah.
Wow.
Right. We do have about 40 seconds, and I
All right.
definitely want to try this.
So,
Yes.
you guys
All
need
right.
to scoop with something.
Is
or
it gonna
you can
burn
use a
my
cracker.
hands?
Is it
No,
too
no, no,
hot?
no. It's not going to be super hot.
Okay.
I'm going to use my fingies.
Oh, there we
All
go.
right.
And Ari, I do have to shout you out Cheese Box, which sounds like a
Yes.
heaven down in near Pike's
that's so
Place
good.
Market. You're going to
Exactly.
be involved in the Carnival of Cocktails.
Yep.
Cheese Box.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, amazing.
This is wonderful.
Yes.
Amy and Ari, thank you so much for
Sure.
coming in, letting us taste all this deliciousness. Seattle Cocktail Week runs from March 26th through April 2nd, and you can find more info on that on our website, fox13seattle.com/Studio13Live. Still ahead on Studio 13 Live, Seattle Mariners opening day is right around the corner.
We're going to get a sneak peek of the new ballpark eats. We got a snack. They're from Executive Chef Javier Rosa. We will be right back. The Seattle Mariners season opener just 7 days away.
Yes, and we sent our segment producer, Rio Barber, to get a preview of all the new menu items at T-Mobile Park.
And it's not just eats, there's some new changes to the fan experience as well this year. Take a look.
My, oh my, Mariners fans, it's that time of year again when T-Mobile Park opens its doors for the 2023 baseball season. They've got an exciting year ahead, and they're hosting All-Star Week in July. But I know what you're all wondering. What food am I going to be munching on when Cal Raleigh hits a walk-off home run to right field? Or when Julio Rodriguez swims his way to third base? Well, today we're going to get a little food preview so you know all the best bites to try on opening day. Let's check it out.
A lot of great things on the menu this year. So Moto Pizza, first, they're probably our newest and biggest third-party vendor that we're bringing in this year. It's going to be great. And then we have the Calzone. The Calzone last year, we beta tested it a couple games, and it sold out before the first pitch.
I love the spicy wontons at Din Tai Fung, but new this year, they also have popcorn chicken. All right, so they revamped Edgar's Cantina menu, and now they have this crispy fish taquito. Oh, that's so good. And you know you can't come to a baseball game without some barbecue. Holy Smoke Barbecue has this nice new smoked sticky pork wing. What? And there's also pomegranate on it. Is that not the fanciest little wing you've ever seen? Oh, that's up there. That's up there on the list. Salt and Straw back in the stadium, and they have a new flavor, Beecher's flagship cheese with apple pie cinnamon roll. What? Okay, get in my belly. So good. I'm here with the man of the hour, Executive Chef Javier Rosa, and you told us about this amazing new menu. Talk to us about some of these new items so people can look forward to.
We have another concept that we've been working on. This past off-season, we were able to work in ideas and making sure that the food that we do is not always great, but it's presentable and the people will be able to eat it in an easy way. For example, you have some quesadillas here. You can call a quesadilla, but a quesadilla is not just a quesadilla. It's a nice small brisket quesadilla with a nice pico de gallo with some pineapple on it. And this year, instead of being an open quesadilla, we fold it in a way that will be easier for them.
So now it's like a little pocket. You can take it all around the ballpark and eat it as you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good stuff.
We have the baked potato. I believe that you have just a little slice of the baked potato, but definitely that is a loaded baked potato that we have in the barbecue stand. It is just amazing. You use a pulled pork that we smoking house, brisket smoking house, a nice crema, a little bit of a barbecue sauce.
Were there any Mariners moments that inspired these dishes?
Everything is part of our players that we have. We have the ham sourdough, which
Yep.
is gonna be the Amazon store. I don't know if you saw the size of the sandwich, but it's just not just a ham sandwich. It is just a nice cured ham in the sandwich, nice rustic bread, a nice Dijonnaise, some jardiniere, some caramelized onions as well. We got some spicy peppers, and I'll tell you, that sandwich is not just a ham sandwich, it is the sandwich.
Whoa, peppers in here. How spicy are we talking? Los Bomberos hot or how hot?
Just a little touch, and then the caramelized onion will be the sweet item, and when you mix it together, perfect combination.
Oh, yeah. That's a grand slam. I know you're a busy man. Talk to me about game day. How early you have to come in and prep, and how late you stay for all of this to prepare the food for the ballpark.
You know what? It is a schedule. It could go from 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, all the way down to 10 o'clock at night. I love what I do. I love to work for the Mariners. I love to work for Sodexo Life. I mean, this is my life. This is my job. And like I say, I don't care how many times. I just want to make sure that I'm here, making sure that the food that we create to the off season came out like this all the time, and the people enjoy it all the time.
So around the ballpark, they'll also have Scotty's juice, which is a nice, refreshing, spiked watermelon lemonade. Cheers.
Right next door, we have the Hatbacks and Steelhead Alley, and so we're inviting fans to come early and then stay late also. So before your game, you can head over there. We're gonna have a new space called Victory Hall that everybody can go in and do a beer hall. It's really, really cool. We've also expanded the value menu on the food side, so now there's 12 items. And the cool thing is they're located throughout the building. So not just at Rolling Roofs, but everywhere you'll be able to find a couple of these value items. So we're really leaning into making Mariners baseball accessible and super fun. And we want everybody to see the youngest, most exciting team in baseball.
Katie Griggs here. Talk to us about some of the new changes people can see around the ballpark this year.
We've heard from our fans loud and clear. They hated it when the pen was reserved for private events. The pen will not be reserved for private events this year. It is open every single game for fans to go, have a good time, congregate. We've shifted the J-Rod squad slightly. It's now a general admission section. It's an opportunity for families or just fans of Julio get to the ballpark at gates. You can sit in that front row. It's an opportunity to really engage with someone who we know connects with our players in an authentic way. And then also, we are so excited to now have a $10 get-in price for every single game this season in the center field bleachers. So again, there's something for everyone here at T-Mobile Park.
I love that. I love to hear it. Now that my stomach is full and I've got the scoop on all the new ballpark food this season, I'm ready to embrace the chaos and bring the good vibes only. Catch opening day and go Mariners.
Go Mariners. Oh my gosh. It
We
really
weren't the
was.
ones eating, and I really enjoyed it.
I know. And
You were.
how great is it that they're really listening to the fans too?
Yeah,
So
that's
important.
awesome.
And all games also are at 6:40, not 7:10. So they're a little bit earlier
Yeah.
if kids
Oh,
want to
that's
go.
great.
The ticket prices are huge because this team is not, there's no chance this team gets worse from last year. They are
yeah.
incredible. They added some pieces, so it's going to be fun.
So from a sports perspective, how is the team looking for you this season?
I think the goal for them is to get closer to the Houston Astros, right? And they did a little bit. Jerry DiPoto, president of baseball operations, said they're not quite there yet. But you've got so many returners, and Mitch Haniger left. I think they replaced him with someone who will be more durable in right field. Teoscar Hernandez, he's going to be incredible. And just their chemistry. Matt Brash, one of the relievers, called this clubhouse vibey. That's my new favorite word.
like
it.
Everybody gets along, and that's really important. I think they're going to be as good, even better.
Yes, embrace the chaos. All right, coming up next on Studio 13 Live, we are sitting down with the director for More Music at the Moore, Mike Elizondo.
Yes, he's talking to us about how the program provides music opportunities for kids and how he's gotten to work with artists that you all know and love right after the break. Hey, welcome back. There is an incredible event happening tomorrow that gives young local musicians a chance to make music together regardless of which instrument they play.
And it's led by Grammy award-winning producer, songwriter, and musician Mike Elizondo, or Miguel Angel. Hello, hello. He's joining us today to chat about it. I got to throw in the full name in
I'm
there.
glad you did. Thank you. Thank you. I'll have some relatives that'll be
Okay,
very happy
good.
for
You
that.
can tell them all about it.
Okay.
Well, Mike, tell us a little bit about your background in music.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Los Angeles, native of Los Angeles, and son of a musician, so I kind of had it around the house, and started to get into music probably when I was around 9 years old, and all throughout high school and college, and somehow forged a path where I was able to make a living playing music, and then wound up making beats with Dr. Dre, which came out of nowhere, but I was grateful for that experience, and that kind of led me down a path of getting to write and produce music for a variety of artists.
And tell us about who some of those artists are.
Well, I mentioned Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, and then more recently, 21 Pilots. I do a good amount of work with Lin-Manuel Miranda as well.
Oh, that's so cool.
So yeah, a wide variety of artists, which I'm super grateful for.
Do you ever get starstruck by anyone?
I get starstruck by comedians and athletes, but not
not
so much.
musicians?
Not musicians
'Cause
so
your
much.
peers?
I mean, maybe Paul McCartney. Well,
course.
there's
Yeah.
definitely a few up there, but for the most part, I feel. A connection to the musicians, but comedians and athletes are superheroes to me, for sure.
But I think the variety of musician and performer that you've worked with is really a testament to your own talent. But I can only imagine that it is incredibly exciting to work with youth. Tell us about this event.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had a lot of people pour into me when I was younger. And so I promised myself if I was ever given the opportunity to pour into other young artists and up-and-coming artists that I would do the same and try and pass on, encouragement and any kind of advice. And so I was invited by the Seattle Theater Group to come and mentor and MD the show that will be happening this Friday night at the Moore. The program's called More Music at the Moore. And local Seattle artists and musicians audition and then are selected as a group, and they receive lessons and guidance for I think about 3 weeks from local musicians here in town. And then I come in on the last week and help kind of wrangle all the talents to do a show, perform a show. And it's a lot of fun. It's very rewarding, and it's just cool getting to meet the next generation of talent.
Man, that must be such a cool room to be in with just people, just all the creativity oozing.
Absolutely.
Tell us about some of this year's musicians.
Yeah, I mean, we have an incredible cast. So we've got 9 artists. Let's see if I can remember everybody. I'll tell you, see how good I am. But we have a really cool pop-funk duo called Cherry Ferrari. We have, I'd say, a shoegaze kind of grunge rock group called Alex Vile. We have an amazing group, instrumental psychedelic rock, I'd say, called Mid-Pack. And then we have some solo artists, Anu Bappatar, who plays a traditional Mongolian instrument called a horsehead fiddle. What actually has a horse head on the, I mean, not an actual horse head, but a wooden carved out horse head.
That was a roller coaster.
That was,
in our face.
No, not a real horse head. But anyway, but no, and then we have a singer-songwriter named Kira Hamalian, who's phenomenal. We have Maya Michelle, who is 14 years old, incredible soulful pop voice. We have Ollie Deshay Gaines, who plays the drums and is incredible as well. We have Taz Enrico, who's a rapper and a singer, and he's so talented, so creative. And then we have Zahara Ilan, who plays piano and is a singer, and all of them write original music. A lot of the music, that you'll be hearing on Friday is all original, and then a couple of covers thrown in to spice it up.
That's so cool.
So exciting. So the program has some notable alumni, including Macklemore. So talk to us about the experience of musicians working on this kind of project.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, it's really important, to be able to, for this group of artists to be exposed to people like myself or people who've had some success in the industry, to be able to come in and kind of demystify it a little bit. When you're kind of coming up, you're wondering, how does it all work? How whether it's how do I get a record deal? How do I get people to my show? So to be able to provide some of that background and a little bit of that information, I think I hope kind of inspires them to kind of pursue their dreams and pour, amazing music into the world, because we know we all need it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And say you're not a musician, but you want to check this out. Is there a way that you can?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, to be able to attend the show, all you got to do is buy a ticket, and again, it's at the Moore Theater this Friday at 7:30, and the doors open at 6:30. But yeah, you can buy your tickets, and I think it's an awesome opportunity to come support local talent here in the city and encourage them. And who knows, you might be seeing the next Macklemore, which is pretty exciting as well.
Absolutely.
Mike, thank you so much for joining us. And I know you know this, but I hope you are aware that you are changing these young musicians' lives. So thank you for doing that.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
We have posted more information on more music on our website, fox13seattle.com/studio13live.
Yes. Coming up, Coastal Kitchen just reopened in Capitol Hill.
Yeah, and we're going to learn how to make some items from their new menu, including pan-seared halibut and Parisian gnocchi. Hey, we'll be right back.
Hey, it's time for Emerald Eats, where we highlight amazing food in our area.
And today we are joined by Felipe Prieto and Tanner Smith with Coastal Kitchen Seattle. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So excited that you're here today. Already smells amazing. But Coastal Kitchen reopened this winter on Capitol Hill. New concept, new interior. So walk us through the changes.
Yeah, we decided to kind of just rebrand, revamp, get everything ready to go for the new year. We changed all of our stuff interior-wise, so like lots of new paint, new decor, brought the vibe up, nice ambiance. And then we moved into doing locally sustainable food that we're just really focused on. So that's what we were doing with our new menu that we're going forward with.
Beautiful.
Yeah, March 29th we hear is the spring menu release. What can we expect? Can you give us some details?
So right now our biggest thing is halibut season just took off a week ago. So that's the biggest thing to look at, and that's what we're bringing to you guys today. So we're really focusing on that. It's in 3 different dishes. We use the whole fish.
Great.
So it's fantastic.
So what's the actual dish we're making today?
All right, so today we're gonna do a pan-seared halibut with Parisian gnocchi.
Okay.
And beurre blanc, roasted carrots, and melted leeks. So Parisian gnocchi basically is French version of the potato Italian gnocchi, but instead of potato, it's just flour and egg base. And it's just more delicate, more soft. So, yeah.
Let's get into it, yeah.
Okay, so basically we have the dough here and the way that we cook it at the restaurant. In order to just be efficient, we just tie a string on boiling water, and then we can just go ahead and cut it.
That looks like cake icing in there.
That is very cool.
I can't believe this.
Yeah, so like the more you do it, the faster you get. You know, I have plenty of people doing it for me, so clearly I'm not the faster one, but yeah. So the idea is to do it, and after they're cooked, they start floating. We scoop them out, and then they should look something like this. We cool them down so they don't stick all together.
Yep.
And then we just basically pan-sear them, get them all crispy at the vegetables while we're cooking our fish, and then once everything's ready, we just assemble everything, and then voila.
Together.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's just do it.
Let's go
Move
for
this out of the
it.
way.
Contraption.
Yeah.
I know.
Fantastic.
Very thoughtful. Okay.
So basically, we start with the fish, just a little bit of salt, both sides. We like to keep a towel under it so it dries out the fish and it gets like slightly crispier.
It looks nice and meaty too.
Oh yeah, I mean, the product that we're getting right now is incredible. As Tanner mentioned, the season just started, so if you guys want to get halibut, it's the perfect time to do it.
Good tip, good tip.
Yeah, so then we'll just go ahead.
Ooh,
and do
sizzle.
this. Yeah, so you know that you're doing it right.
At the same time that he's doing that, I'm going to drop some gnocchi in the other pan. So we're just looking for some color here, a little bit extra.
And we know that there's a vegetarian among us, right?
That's me.
Yeah. So when you go to a restaurant, usually what we adapt very well to those type of restrictions or preferences, you know. So say like if you want to have these, we can do it with like a big mushroom or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Which we didn't bring today because we want to highlight the gnocchi. But just wanted to let you know whenever you visit us, we obviously have the means to just feed everybody.
Awesome.
You know?
Beautiful. Now, while you're cooking, chat with us about what your happy hour menu looks like.
Do you want to go ahead?
So right now in Happy, we have a few of our top dishes that we reduce on there, but the main things are like our martinis are amazing on Happy Hour. Salacia is like our flagship. So it's kombu infused dry vermouth that we do. And we use this certain gin with botanicals that they use from kelp from the sea. So like it just has this really bright sea flavor. It pairs really well with our menu that we do.
Of course.
And then food-wise, I mean, top sellers on there. We have like the ceviche. We do like we have like our small little bites, our bocarones with like little Matisse anchovies out of Spain that we do on crostinis.
Oh,
with some lemon
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tin fish is very big, so definitely have that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And where do you get your ingredients from?
We source them all over. I mean, right now, everything comes, all of our fish is coming out of a certain vendor that just gets everything fresh off the boats in the Fisherman's Terminal. So they have their own system that they work with. They have their own place in Alaska, up near Kodiak. So we get just direct from vendor. So we don't have to go through a lot of middlemen, which is really awesome for our program. We keep all of our produce local in the Pacific Northwest. Just like all of us are pretty privileged in this area to do up here, we have that opportunity that we can take advantage of that.
Ooh, is that carrots?
That is. These are the roasted baby carrots. So these are heirloom carrots that are harvested with tops on still. So we use the tops for garnish. We also use the tops to make our herb oils, which is also going to go on this dish. So it's a very versatile ingredient, very
I
sweet,
always hear you can use carrot tops, but I would never
Use
know
them.
what to do
They're
with them.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Treat them like an herb. Treat them like parsley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they a little bitter or is it?
No, they're slightly sweet.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
All right, then we added our melted leeks in there. We're going to hit it with a little bit of salt.
Little flaky salt.
Yep. And then we're just going to toss this up, continue to sear it.
Beautiful. And how do you know when the gnocchi is done?
You want the color. So you're cooking the gnocchi fully done inside your pot.
Uh-huh.
That's when it floats after it boils. It's ready to go. And then in the pan, we're just looking to get that nice sear. Because that's what you want. You want that crunch, but that nice like soft pillow on the inside.
And that water is supposed to be boiling?
Yes.
Or? Okay,
yep.
okay.
Yeah, it'll be boiling just like at a slight simmer. You don't want it to like overboil because it'll destroy the product. But just that nice little simmer, little bubbles, and that's when you put it in. And it'll float as soon as it's ready. And you just scoop them out with a strainer.
While we're waiting on the fish, tell me a little bit about these beauties right here.
For sure. Okay, so oysters right now we're getting 3 different varieties from Skagit Valley Farm. They're up on Camino Island on the west side. Their farm is right at the Deception Pass. But yeah, so we do our varieties right now, Ichiban, Hoshi, and Oishi. They're all Japanese variety, all extra small. Beautiful melon finish, slightly briny, slightly creamy. Yeah, those are fantastic. We get our mussels and our clams out of Pen Cove. We also do clams out of Hama Hama. They do these awesome purple savory ones that are super iridescent and beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, what's it looking like? We have about a minute
Okay,
left.
Yep, let's do it.
Yeah, at this point you would put the halibut in the oven just to finish cooking it and getting a nice sear on the bottom. But as we have 1 minute left, we already pre-did one that we're ready to eat. And then we're just gonna play this one for our vegetarian fella over here.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So we have some of our beurre blanc right here. Tanner, if you wanna grab this.
Wonderful.
And then at this point, I would pretend that this is an oven.
Very good.
Use your imagination.
Beautiful. Look at how pretty that is. Can we try the one that's over there?
Absolutely,
Is that
that's
okay?
only for you
Throw
guys.
it this way, girl.
And then let me just replace it.
Beautiful.
There, and then you have some spoons over there. We got some extra too.
Great.
All right.
Ooh, what's the cream? Is it cream down here?
It's beurre blanc, so it's basically a French butter sauce. Yeah.
It's amazing.
I'm just going to dig right in
Go
and try
for
a little
it.
bite
Yes,
right here.
please. Yeah, those are
Oh my
awesome.
gosh, such fresh gnocchi. Felipe, Tanner, thank you so much for coming in. This is fabulous. We've got these recipes and more info on Coastal Kitchen on our website, fox13seattle.com/Studio13 Live. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to chow down now. Thank you so much.
Smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds.